Welcome back, guys. JP Living the Dream. Hope you're all doing really well. Wow, it's a bit of a cold one today, guys. I don't know if it is where you are. It is very blustery, shall we say. So I'm just in the van in the warm, having a little bit of a bite to eat. And I thought I may as well just drop you another video. So I've been contacted on Instagram, guys, by a couple of people actually over the last few months, asking about my sort of pricing mechanisms. But a few of you have said, do you ever have customers that don't pay you on time or even at all? And in answer to that, well, a lot of my client base, my customer base, are repeat customers that I work for all year round. So they're regular customers. So we have a bit of we're set up. Do you know what I mean? So I go and work for them, and we've already got payment terms agreed, and I wouldn't still be working for them if they didn't. But I do obviously also get a lot of one-off jobs that come to me. You know, you quote for them and you win them against other companies, which is all very good. But yeah, I've had a few instances of attempted non-payment or basically just customers being awkward with me. One particular job that jumps out at me, and I won't tell you exactly which one it is, but it was one of my YouTube videos from a couple of months ago, a job we did. And when I quoted it, there was a few alarm bells then, because the customer kept on coming back to me about my quote, saying, you know, can you do it any cheaper? So I've had a quote from somebody else and they're cheaper than you. And I thought, well, if that's the case, why aren't you going with them? Why are you trying to trade us off? But people do that, and I've got no problem with that. It's a way of saving a bit of money if they can. But I'm a big believer in that. I believe that I'm good at my job. I'm passionate, and I use the best products. I look after customers. You know, I don't rip people off. So once I've arrived at my quote price, that is what the quote is. I won't go back on it. If they want to reduce the amount of work that I'm going to do there, I will do then. But if it's the same job that I quoted for and I've arrived at my quote, I won't go back on that quote. We're trying to keep a living at the end of the day, keep a roof over our heads. So you'd be daft to do that. However, this particular customer, they were doing a lot of moaning about the quote, and then they left me hanging for 2 months. I did chase them to see how the quote was going, if they were happy with it, but they didn't come back to me. And then 2 months later, I get an email out the blue. Yes, we'd like to, very abrupt, we'd like to accept your quote. We want you to come and do the works for us next week. Well, this was a 2-day job. So I was like, well, I've already got work next week. I can't just drop everything for you guys, as much as I'd love to. I have got other customers to worry about and think about and help out as well. So I did say to them, look, I'll try and get your date when I can. They weren't happy with that. I said, well, that's the best I can do at the moment. So they kept on pressuring me for a date. I managed to find one about 3 weeks after that sort of fiasco. And they were finally happy with me coming on those 2 days. So first thing first, went with the job, got there, agreed a time for them to let me in, because they had other things on. They said, but you have to be here for 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, well, that suits me. I'll be there for 7:30 if you want, not a problem. Got there for 8 o'clock in the morning. They didn't turn up to let me in till about 9:10. So I'd lost over an hour, the first hour of the day, which I wasn't best pleased with. But I thought, well, now I'm in, I can crack on and start getting this work done. Did it. They were hardly there when I was working there, but they did keep on texting me, asking me for photo updates pretty much every few hours. And I thought, oh, here we go, we've got one of these. But, you know, I got on with the work. I had a guy helping me on the second day, and obviously paid for waste away. I also did a couple of extra little bits that weren't quoted for free. I did a little bit of slab laying, resetting slabs, I should say, that had come loose. And I cut some overhanging branches off a tree and got the waste away. And I never charged them for that. I did it as a goodwill gesture, because I saw them as a potential new client. So did the work. They finally came back and said, yeah, we're over the moon with it. Thanks ever so much, blah, blah, blah. I never thought it was going to be a problem. Then, to my dismay, I sent them the invoice about 24 hours later. I always keep on top of me invoicing, especially with new customers. Not so much the regular ones. I can go a month without invoicing some of them, and I know they'll always pay. But with a new customer, and the little hassles and the quibbles that I've had, the alarm bells ringing, but I thought I'm going to get this invoice in quick. So I explained to him at the start, actually, I said, my payment terms are, once the job's done and all parties are happy with what we've done, and you're happy and I'm happy, then my expectation is I put the invoice in and you pay it pretty much straight away, if you don't mind. And they'd said yeah at the time. So I invoiced them. This would be on I think it was about a Wednesday. And by Friday, I'd had no payment gone into the bank. So I contacted them by WhatsApp, just gentle reminder for payment, guys. Thank you very much for the work. Please, can you advise when you're going to send it over, and I'll check my bank. That was on WhatsApp. They blue ticked me, so they read it, never responded. So I sent an email again, I think on the Sunday night. Nothing had gone in on the Sunday night. So I sent an email, no response to the email. I thought, right, well, it was quite a considerable amount of money. Well, not massive amounts, but it was a few quid. So I left it till the Tuesday then. I was very busy on the Monday. I had a job to do on the Monday. And then on the Tuesday, I tried to ring them and they didn't answer. Sent another WhatsApp, didn't answer. So on the Thursday morning, I had a couple of hours free. So I went and rung the doorbell. And they answered the door and they looked absolutely shell-shocked to see me standing there. And I said, look, you're reading my messages, you're not answering. I'm here, because you haven't paid me. And I think it's a bit unfair considering I moved things around in my schedule to accommodate you and you haven't paid. Well, we're very busy people, and we haven't got the time. I said, listen, a bank transfer takes a couple of minutes. I'm not really hard up for the money. There's a principle involved here. And I was good enough to sort things out for you and do the work to high standard, including doing the extra works I did for you with the slab laying and the tree cutting and getting the waste away. I said, and I think it's a little bit, sort of disrespectful to me that you didn't pay me. I said, so I could do with the payment, please, by tomorrow. All right, okay, they said, and shut the door. So I went away, got to 6 o'clock the next night, and still no payment had gone in the bank. And then I chased another WhatsApp message, which they read, didn't answer, but then the next morning the payment went in the bank, and then I got an email saying, oh, you'll finally be happy, we've paid your bill, with 3 exclamation marks. And I thought, right, well, you've just marked your card with me, so whoever you were getting to quote against me in the first place, any future garden works, you need to speak to them, because I won't be working for you again with that sort of tone and mentality. And it's not how I work. I believe I provide a good service. I do a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. So that's how that's my most recent one, guys, where somebody is, I wouldn't say it tried not to pay. They've just haven't been very forthcoming once the work's been done with sending the money to me. So that's how I do it, guys. I tackle it head on. With new customers, because you've got to set your stall out from day one with them. You don't know them from Adam. A lot of my other customers I've known for years, and I know they're going to pay me, so I can leave them a few weeks. I can even say to them, look, if money's a bit tight this week, leave it till next or the week after. I've been working for you for a few years. I trust you, and I know you'll pay me, and they always do. But the one-offs, guys, the new customers that you don't know, my advice to you would be, set your stall out from day one, tell them your payment and your invoice and your payment terms, and hold them to it. And if they don't send the money, don't be frightened to go around there and ring the doorbell, because we're going to make a living here, guys. Do you know what I mean? So that's a little top tip there from JP. So that's all I wanted to say, guys, really. I just want to say that, look, it happens to us all. If it's happened to you, if it's happening to you, you know what to do with those customers, guys, don't you? You try not to work for them again. Everyone can make a mistake. Sometimes people can fall ill, or they go on holiday, or they forget. Give them the benefit of the doubt. But when they read messages and they choose not to reply, and it's overpayment, then that's where I suddenly think, do you know what? You're not really being fair with me here. I think you're sort of taking the mick a bit. And I didn't take the mick out of you, did I? So, we've got to be fair in this world, guys. So anyway, so that's one example for you. So it happens to the best of us, the worst of us, whatever we are. But there you go. So yes, I will leave you with that, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks to the new subscribers. I am now just 50 subscribers away from that magic 1,000. And that's all down to you guys. I can't thank you enough. You've given me the confidence to keep on making this content for you. And I'm looking forward to 2025, where I can get a lot more out for you and some great jobs, and try and get better at the editing and making the videos as good as I can for you guys. So I will be back in touch with you all just before I finish for Christmas, on Christmas Eve, with another quick video. Got something planned for that. But until then, guys, thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ta-da.